So today we have a major transformation for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and comb out his hair first, and then to start off the cut, I'm going to come in closed, and I'm going to start right where the top of his arch is, and this is going to be a straight front to back fade. So we're not dropping it towards the back. It's just going to be a straight line all the way through. And I'm coming in with my clipper closed here instead of a trimmer, and that's because it's going to make it a lot easier to get rid of this first line. And now above that closed, I'm going to come in with my lever open, and I'm going to go up about a full inch, and I would say that's equivalent to a thumb's width here. And we're going to continue that same shape that follows straight through all the way back. Being real consistent here, we want to make sure that this is truly a lever all the way open, so I'm going over it multiple times. And now right above that, I'm going to come in with my one guard all the way open, the same width, a thumb's width. And we're going to set in all our guidelines, and then we're going to fade down. So right above that one guard open, I'm going to come in with my two guard open. And the difference with the two guard is I'm not trying to make a line here, right? I'm trying to blend into the top as best as I can with this two guard all the way open. So you'll see me come off the shape of his head, and this two guard open kind of already blends into the top. So I'm going to go ahead and close it, and we're going to start blending down. And the reason I didn't take down the top first is because it's super thin and super light, so I want to blend into the length that he has already, and then take it down as we need to, because we want to keep it as dark as we possibly can. So to get rid of this line, I'm going to come in with my 1.5 lever open, and I'm going to start tacking it, right, getting rid of it. So I'm not making a line here, I'm just tapping and going, trying to get rid of it, and then I'm going to close the lever as needed if it isn't doing the job. And as we continue to do that, it starts to get blended out. So like I said, we're going to save taking down the top for last. I want to blend into the length that he already has first, because I want to preserve as much length as possible since he is thinning. And now for this line, I'm going to come in with my half guard all the way open. And I'm just attacking that line, trying to get rid of it. And like I said, I'll close that lever as needed, as I did right here. And you'll see as we work at that line, it starts to get blended out. And slowly but surely it's starting to come together. So I grabbed my one guard again to try to detail above that half guard, because I saw some dark areas that I kind of want to get rid of. And I'm just using a lot of the corner of the blade to get into those dark areas without taking off too much. And now for this last line, I grab my JRLs with the lever closed, and I'm going to tack this line closed and then gradually open it as we move up into the fade. And the reason I'm using my JRLs instead of the magic clips is because the lever opens up a lot wider, and I feel it allows me to get rid of that bald line a lot easier. So I'm still going at it closed, and as I move up, I'm going to go ahead and open that lever as you just seen. And this thing is starting to get a little blurry. We want to do the same thing in the back, paying a little more attention to detail in the back, because you know, it has a lot more indentations back here. So I'm doing a little more detailing in the back as opposed to the side. And right here, I'm going to come in with my lever open using the corner of the blade, right? And what this helps me to do is really fine tune and detail that blend and get into those areas where we use the one guard, right? And it allows me to go in there open without taking off too much. And this blend is looking super clean. And now we're going to move on to the other side and follow the same exact system. So like I did on the other, I'm going to come in with the lever all the way open, going up about a full inch. And we're just connecting to the left side to the right side. And right above that, I'm going to come in with my one guard open again. And you're going to see on this side that I have to detail a little more It's weird, but a lot of clients hair grows in different directions on each side, so one side might be easier to fade than the other. And you're gonna see in this case, this client's head is a little harder to blend on his left side as opposed to his right. So right above that 1 guard open, I'm gonna come in with my 2 guard open, following that same process and system, trying to blend to that length on top as best as I can. Now to get rid of this first line, I'm gonna grab my 1.5, lever all the way open, and just attack that line, right? Not trying to create another line, but trying to get rid of the line that's already there. So I'm using a lot of flick out motion, and being very light-handed, right? As you continue to cut and get more practice, there's this thing we call the barber eye, right? And it's gonna allow you to know what works and what doesn't. But again, that comes with time. You'll develop that barber's eye and know exactly what to use to get rid of certain dark spots and lines, right? And knowing what pressure to apply when fading. So as you can see, I have to detail a little bit more on this side, so I'm grabbing that 2 guard, working at those dark areas towards the top. And now we grabbed our 1/2 guard here, so I'm coming in with the lever all the way open, and we're just working and attacking that line. And you'll see as I work at this line, I'm gonna raise the fade a little bit. And that just goes to show, man, everybody makes mistakes, no matter how long they've been cutting. But as I'm using this 1/2 guard, it's not really blending into what's there. So I'm gonna have to come back with my 1 guard and detail a little more. As you can see that line right there. So I grab my 1 guard, lever all the way open, and we're working at it, trying to get it as blurry and as blended as we can. And you'll see with each pass of the clipper, I'm brushing, and that's because I want to lay the hair back down as I'm fading. And now, like on the other side, I want to get rid of this last line, so I'm going to come in closed on my JRLs, and we're going to inch up, not inch up, but we're going to go up just a little bit. And then the higher we go, we'll open up that lever until we get this line blended out. So I'm still closed here, tapping at that line. And then right there, I open the lever all the way. I'm just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, right? And as we continue to do that, it is starting to get blended out. And we're following that towards the back, where we're going to connect it to his right side. And then we're going to save balding out that bottom hair for last. And what this hair at the bottom actually helps you do is it kind of gives it a form of contrast to see any dark areas. And like I said, we wanted to take down the top last because we want to keep it, you know, as dark as we can since he is thinning. But I'm coming in with my 1.5 here, and I'm kind of cleaning it up, not taking off too much. We want to get it nice and laid down. And I am going to take that front portion that seems a lot darker than the rest down more than the rest. So you're going to see me coming with the 1 guard here in a few moments. And I'm trying to go with the grain here and not create any patches. And for this middle part, I'm going to come in with my 1 guard all the way open. And I'm just trying to lighten this up and make it look a little more matched with the rest of the top. And now we're going to get into the lineup. So I'm going to move towards the highest point of his lineup, which is his right corner. And we're going to use that as our guideline for the rest of his hairline. And now we're going to move towards his left side. So we're going to go towards the middle here, trying to keep it as natural as possible, but while at the same time trying to get it as symmetrical and as clean as possible, right? And it's crazy what a lineup could do, man. You can already see by lining up his right corner, it just makes his hair look a lot fuller than what it really is. And that's just the power of a haircut, right? So we're just detailing the middle here, getting ready to move towards the left side of his lineup. And this side's a little more light than the other, thinner than the other. So I'm being careful here, not trying to take it back too far. Alright, and then we're going to enhance it, right? Because we want to give the client the best possible haircut that we can. And plus the client enjoys living with enhancements and his hair looking a lot fuller. So I'm using my airbrush with the Kiss and alcohol mix. And I'm just spraying on little by little, trying to make it look as natural as I can. And then I'm brushing that right there to kind of, you know, lessen the darkness, I guess. And now I'm gonna go towards his left side and do the same thing. Apply it towards his vertical bar. And then we're gonna go to his corner and fill that in as well. And yes, this is temporary. This isn't, you know, a forever fix, but what it allows the client to feel like, and you know, the product that I'm able to provide sells itself, right? This isn't permanent, but neither is his haircut. It's gonna grow back. So now I'm gonna follow it up with some fibers to kind of give it a more dry, natural look. And I'm spraying it right on the hairline. I'm gonna do that towards the other side as well. And this just makes it look a little fuller, a little drier, so it doesn't look so wet. And then we're gonna reline it, and this is really gonna solidify that line. And now we're gonna go ahead and bald out the bottom. So I'm trying to just flick out towards the top of the hair, because I don't want to create another line. That trimmer should blend right into that clipper close, since my clippers are 0 gapped. So I'm just being very cautious of that. And I'm doing it on this side as well. And you'll see me use the corner of the blade to try to blend into that, you know, that clipper close as best as I can. And now we're gonna follow it up with the shaver to get it nice and close to the skin and last a little longer. And this is really gonna make that blend pop even more. And as you can see, man, that fade is looking super clean. He's looking so much better already. And now we're gonna get into this beard. So we're gonna go ahead and pick out his beard, get the hair stretched out and off of his face. And now we're gonna blend into his beard. So we're just gonna do basically a reverse taper. So we're coming with the lever open, getting rid of that line in between. And now we're gonna follow it up with the 1 guard. And this 1 guard should pretty much blend into that length on the beard, right? It's super simple, super easy. And then we're gonna lower his beard to a 1 guard open, having him close his eyes because I don't want the hair to flick up into his eyes. And now we're gonna line up with the beard. So I want to start at the top of the beard, and then you're gonna see me go to the bottom, and then I'm gonna connect those 2 points in the middle to give it that nice round shape. So establishing those 2 points at the top and the bottom just help me prevent from taking the beard too low in order to achieve that look. And then we're just detailing with the razor a little more. And right here I had my client blow a bubble because it was a little more difficult to get into that area on this side. Keeping the beard as high as we possibly can, right? And we are gonna add some enhancement on his beard as well. This is a level 3 black hair color, and I'm just applying it lightly, and then I'll darken it up as needed. But I'm just putting it right on the line, and then I'm gonna brush it in. And now I'm gonna line up his beard for the last step. Not the last step, but almost last step. Now we're gonna lean the client back and get into the razor. And now this is really gonna set the haircut apart, right? It's gonna allow his hairline to pop a lot more, and it's gonna get rid of all those hairs the trimmer could not get, and just add some longevity to his haircut. So you want to make sure that you're stretching the skin in the opposite direction of which you're using the razor, just to prevent any cuts. And I like to lean the client back when using the razor. It's just a more relaxing experience. So if your chair is able to do that, I would definitely suggest it. And now we're gonna line up the bottom of his beard, trying to keep it as natural as possible, not dig into it. Now we're gonna go to the bottom. Now I'm gonna do some freehand work to try to get rid of any of those hairs sticking out of the beard, make it look a little fuller. Now we're gonna freehand the top, get rid of all those hairs that are kind of sticking up, make it look a little more finished and polished. And this cut is looking super clean. Now I'm gonna hand the client the mirror. Let me see what he thinks. I think he's feeling this. My boy Alex has been with me for a while. But family, this is the before and this is the after, right? This is a crazy transformation. Now, if this video helps you in any way, shape, or form, make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. And drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this cut. But like always, family, I will catch y'all next time.